Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of RamicReps. This is where we're going to just be talking about fitness, life in general, and kind of just talking and just going through some stuff. So today, kind of wanted to just talk about the power of consistency in running. Everybody, wants the best workout, the best training plan, the best shoes, the best nutrition strategies, or the fastest ways to improve. But, if you look at almost every successful runner, whether they're a beginner or an elite athlete, they all have one thing in common, is that they've been consistent for a long period of time. And that's what really separates people. When most people start running, they expect progress to happen in a straight line. You start running today, 6 months from now, you should be significantly faster. A year from now, you should be hitting personal records. 2 years from now, you should be at a completely different level. But the reality of that is running does not work like that. Sometimes you're going to improve quickly. Sometimes you're going to be stuck for a few months, could be up to a year. And then you feel like you're moving backwards. But what most runners don't realize is there's a lot happening beneath the surface that you can't always see. Your aerobic system is improving, your heart becomes more efficient, your body gets better at using oxygen, and your muscles become more resistant to fatigue. So your running economy improves, all of that. It takes a lot of time, and it's not something that typically you're going to see, in 6 months or anything quicker than that. I mean, it takes time, and the biggest part of that is just showing up, every day and just continuously working at it. So that's why a lot of people quit. They don't see those immediate results, so they assume nothing is happening. But often the biggest improvements are happening during the times it just feels like nothing's changing. So when I think about my running journey, when I first started, every mile felt difficult. I was not even able to run a mile. 15 minutes, a mile at that point, a lot of running and walking in between. It was challenging. Workouts felt quite literally impossible. And there were days where I genuinely just questioned if I was even improving. But looking back at it now, we're almost at 3 years, I can clearly see the progress. Not all just because of one workout, not just a race, training blocks. It was just mainly the fact that I kept showing up, and that's what consistency is. It's not being perfect. It's just making sure that every workout that you have scheduled, whether you're running 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you're showing up, and you're not missing runs, and you just keep coming back to it. So, during the summer, it gets really hot, pace slows down. That can definitely challenge you in the aspect of oh man, today was really slow, not running like I used to, not during the cool fall months. But your body is typically putting out way more effort in terms of cooling your body down when you're running. So, you're losing a lot of sweat, losing a lot of water. Your body is just trying to cool down, and it takes a big impact on your body to be able to run during the summer. So those slower miles, as long as you're getting it in during the fall, when it starts cooling down, you're going to see, everything start to pay off. One thing, like me personally, during the summer months, I just try to work and just make sure I'm pushing, but nothing too crazy. Staying hydrated, recovery, it's very important. So it's really, just important to remember that kind of stuff. So when you're first starting, you got to learn your pacing, got to learn your nutrition, hydration, recovery, your mobility. Got to learn how sleeping affects performance. I recommend getting 8 hours of sleep. I know that's what kind of everyone says. I highly agree though. Always feel really good, really well rested and recovered the next day. And if you're learning how you respond or how your body responds to training load, that's going to be very important too. So all of these lessons compound over time. That's why runners with the same fitness today can look completely different a few years from now. The one who keeps showing up and keeps learning separates themselves. And another thing people don't talk about enough is seasonal growth. Seasons where you're setting personal records, seasons where you're just maintaining, and seasons where life is stressful and running takes a seat back. So it's kind of like, the different seasons, like talking about earlier with the fall. Cooler months, you're able to push yourself harder. Summer months, you're not able to push as hard. You could potentially injure yourself, and then you miss, a couple of days to a few weeks, could even be a month or two. So the goal isn't to dominate every season. The goal is to just stay in the game through every season. Because running isn't just a 12-week journey, it's a multi-year journey. And when you look at an elite runner, it's easy to only see where they are now, but you don't see the years behind it took to get them to that level. Thousands of miles, thousands of workouts, and years of consistency. Years of showing up, and that's what builds it. So if you're in a season where your progress feels slow, understand this. Slow progress is still progress, and not every improvement is visible. Not every adaptation shows up in a race result, and not every win comes with a PR. Sometimes the biggest win is simply becoming someone who doesn't quit. So getting after it every day and showing up and just having trust in your workout that what I'm doing today, focusing on the present, not the future and not the past runs, the past workouts. It's just understanding that your goal is to get through this workout today and have trust that your workouts are going to pay off in the long run and are going to get you to your goals. Because if you keep showing up long enough, the results eventually come. Your body adapts, the mind adapts, and the fitness comes. And one day you'll look back and you'll realize consistency didn't just make you a better runner, it made you a stronger person. And that's the real power of consistency.